Menaboju Becomes Young Again by Johann Georg Kohl. Read by Frank Blissett. Menaboju once lived with 2 squaws, for he gave the Indians the notion of polygamy. The squaws were young, but he was already aged a little, and noticed that he did not please his squaws as much as before, for they neglected him slightly now and then. This annoyed him greatly, and he determined on making a change. One evening he did not return to his lodge at the usual time, and the squaws began to feel uneasy about him. All at once a voice was heard sounding through the forest. "Your Menaboju is dead in the bushes. Go and fetch him." The squaws were frightened, but obeyed the voice, and as they found his apparently stiffened corpse, they bore it home. "Now comb and dress his hair." The voice was again heard pealing through the wigwam. The squaws believed that it was a voice from the spirits, and combed their Menaboju. Then the voice commanded again, "Paint his whole face pleasantly of a red color. Put on him a new robe, and lay him so adorned in the branches of a tree." The squaws, in their terror, did all rapidly that the spirit voice commanded them, and laid Menaboju in the branches of a tree. "Tomorrow," the voice shouted once more, "a young, handsome, red-painted Indian will knock at your door. Let him in, and take him as your husband, and treat him kindly. And if you do not so, I will visit you again, and plague and torment you. The man who will come tomorrow can alone protect you from me." The next day, a neatly combed, red-faced, freshly clothed Indian appeared before the wigwam of the squaws. It was Menaboju himself, thus metamorphosed. He had only feigned death, and the spirit voice which had caused his squaws so wholesome a terror was nothing but the product of his ventriloquism, in which he, like many an Indian of the present day, was very clever. His squaws found him rejuvenated in the pretty toilet with which they had themselves decorated him. They had learned how much the attention a squaw pays to her husband aids in making him young, and in future they were more patient with him. That was Menaboju Becomes Young Again by Johann Georg Kohl. Read by Frank Blissett.